Hello and welcome to another video by Day Night Gaming. Now this is part 1 in an ongoing series in which I'll be discussing a beginner's guide for crafting in the MMORPG known as Final Fantasy XIV. Now we are currently in patch 5.0 in the expansion known as Shadowbringers. So if you're watching this at a later date, please keep in mind that some info might have changed since then. But the general basics of crafting should still be the same. Alright, so first off, let's discuss attributes. Now, there are 3 attributes that a crafter must know. First one is CP, and basically what this is your MP for your abilities. Now, this does not regenerate over time without using abilities that will regenerate MP or CP. So, this will limit how many actions that you can do in a craft. That's very important to take note of. The stat's very important, so you definitely want to make sure you do not neglect raising this stat. Alright, next is craftsmanship. What this does is this affects the amount of progress achieved in a single synthesis step while you're crafting. When you reach 100% progress, that means you have completed the craft. Now next is control. This affects the amount of quality improved in a single synthesis step. Now this determines your chance to HQ the item, HQ meaning high quality. So the higher you get this, the more percentage chance that it's gonna crit craft, and if you get it to 100% quality, then you automatically will crit the item if you successfully synthesize it. Alright, so with those stats out of the way, before I go any further, let me next talk about EXP items and food. So right here, as you can see here, food in itself always gives at least a 3% EXP boost. Now the food that I'm currently eating is, I don't know, tempura platter. Now I use this right now because it's really cheap. On my service, like 1,000 to 3,000 depending on if you want NQ or HQ. But as you can see here, this current food increases CP by 15% to a max of 54 and increases craftsmanship by 5% to a max of 53. And underneath this, where you see the green text, says EXP bonus plus 3%. So I pretty much always try to have food active while I'm leveling, just so I can at least get that 3%. And if I need extra stat boost, then I make sure that it's a crafting type food. Next are manuals. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up. So here I currently have Crafter's Grace, and I got this from Company Issued Engineering Manual 2. And as you can see here, this temporarily grants a plus 50% boost to EXP earned from synthesis up to a maximum of 100,000 EXP points. Now I'll show you where to get this later. But first, let's jump right into a craft so you can see how the 3 stats work in tandem. So I'm going to open up my crafting log, and I'm going to make a bright linen yarn. So as you can see here, there are 2 menus right here, NQ and HQ, and this determines the ingredients. I need to use 4 bright flax. So I'm going to use 4 normal quality materials because I have no HQ quality materials. As you can see here, I'm going to start with quality 0 because I'm not using any HQ materials. It has a durability of 40. This is very important. Whenever you use an ability that affects the item itself, it's going to bring down durability. When you reach 0 durability, if you do not hit 100% progress on that hit, the item will break. So you want to make sure you keep the durability at least 5 or up. Most abilities will take a durability of an item down by 10 unless stated otherwise. So like a good example is Rapid Synthesis 3. As you can see in the tooltip, it significantly decreases durability by I think 20. Increases progress at a cost of durability. So yeah, whenever you use this ability, it will bring the durability down by 20. And then you also have other abilities that might slow down the durability usage, like Waste Knot, for example. reduces the loss of durability by 50% for the next 4 steps. So if I was to use something that would normally cost 10, it would instead cost 5. Okay, so let's go ahead and start this craft right here so you can see everything in action. So I'm gonna go ahead and synthesize. Alright, so as you can see here, I have 40 durability, and I have 4 blue boxes right here. Each one of these boxes basically equal 10 durability, so you can use either one of these indicators. Now this is the player buffs box, so it'll duplicate whatever you'll see here into here. So it's good to have this open. Alright, so this top bar here is progress. When this hits 100%, you successfully craft the item. And here is the quality bar. The higher this goes, the more HQ chance you're gonna get. It starts off at 1%, and if you fill up the bar, it'll be 100%. And that if you have 100%, it's an automatic crit. Alright, so let's go ahead and start this craft. Now I'm gonna manually click these abilities so you can see, but I normally just use hotkeys, but for ease of purpose, I'm just gonna manually click them. Now a lot of these abilities are high-end skills, so you probably won't have them at the beginning, but it's good to know about them. And the reason why I'm going to be showing you all this is so you can see all the buffs happening. So first I'm going to use initial preparations. That's going to put a buff right here, and it's also going to pop up here. Next I'm going to do whistle while you work. There's an ability that has stacks on it, and these stacks will change determined by things that happen. So whenever something is basically good or excellent, the stack will go down. So stacks are always located in the top right. Okay, next I'm going to activate Comfort Zone. And what this does is it restores 8 CP after each step for the next 10 steps. So that means that from the next 10 steps, shown here, I will regain 8 CP after each step. So every turn that I take, this is going to go down by 1. So now as you can see here, this is basically a turn-based minigame when I'm doing my crafting. Alright, so next I'm going to do Inner Quiet. This is very important, you got to take note of this. You'll get this at level 11 for pretty much every class. And this will determine, or this will boost how much quality you get whenever you use quality increasing ability. This is very important because as these stacks go up, it's going to make it easier and easier to HQ an item. Alright, so as you can see here, because I used that ability, this went from 10 to 9. Alright, so I'm going to use another ability and this will tick down to 8. So I'm going to use Steady Hand 2. What this does is it improves action success rate by 30% for the next 5 steps. Alright, so now you can see here Tricks of the Trade lit up, and what this means is I can use the skill because the condition is either good or excellent. Normally this skill would be grayed out, but right now it's active, so I'm going to use this, and this is going to take up a turn, so these skills are going to go down, or these turn counters are going to go down. Alright, so as you can see, here's my CP, and as I use these abilities, it'll eat into my CP. Alright, so my next skill that I'm going to use, I'm actually going to start affecting the item itself. So currently we're at a 40 durability item. When I use this ability, right, it's going to directly access, or it's going to affect the quality of the item, which means that this durability is going to go down by 10. Alright, so I'm going to use Patient Touch, and it has a success rate of 50%, but I have Steady Hand activated, which gives me another 30%. So this actually is 80% chance to work. So I'm going to go ahead and click it. We'll see what happens. Okay, so right here in the bottom left, you can see that it failed. But even if you succeed or fail on using your ability, the durability will still decrease by 10. Right? So now that we're at 30 out of 40, go ahead and use this again. Failed again, decreased by 10. Okay, now we're at 20 out of 40. Right. I'm gonna use it one more time. Alright, so now please take note that we are at 10 out of 40 durability. This is very important to know, because if I was to use this ability one more time, this durability will hit 0 and I will break the craft. So instead I'm going to use a skill that will increase my durability. So my choices are Manipulation or Master's Bend. Now you'll get Master's Bend at level 7 and you'll get Manipulation at level 15. I think this comes from Goldsmith though. But all classes will get Master's Bend at 7. So I'm going to go ahead and use Manipulation so you can see how it works. Now, Manipulation, it restores 10 points of durability after each step for the next 3 steps. So you gotta keep in mind that this doesn't happen until after the next turn. So I'm gonna click this button. So as you can see, my durability is still 10. So if I was to use Patient Touch right now, I would break the craft because it would go to 0. Before I would get my 10 durability, the craft would break. Alright, so instead, I'm going to try and use a skill that will pass the turn. Alright, so I'm going to use Steady Hand. Okay. So as you can see here, the durability went up to 20, and now I'm safe to use abilities that will affect the item once again. I'm going to go ahead and do Patient Touch one more time. So it brought the durability down to 10, and then I immediately after gained that 10 points. Alright, I'm going to use Tricks of the Trade because the condition is good. I'm in an increment of 3 on my whistle, so I'm going to use Satisfaction. This will make more sense later. I'll discuss these in another video. But as of right now, we're just going through the motions. So I'm going to activate Comfort Zone, and then I'm going to try Patient Touch one more time. Alright, Tricks of the Trade. I'm going to use Steady Hand. Tricks of the Trade. Okay, I'm going to use Satisfaction. Now I'm going to use Patient Touch. Alright, so keep in mind now I'm at 10 out of 40. I have to use a durability increasing skill. Now I have 2 turns on my Steady Hand 2 right here. So if I was to use Manipulation, I don't really have an ability to fill in afterwards, unless I get lucky and get a good or excellent. So instead, I'm just going to take Master's Bend. So I'm going to use Master's Bend right here, and it's going to give me an instant shot of plus 30 durability. Alright, so there we go. And now I still have 1 stack left on Steady Hand, so I'm going to go ahead and use Patient Touch. Alright, so now I'm going to use, I'm at 9 stacks of Inner Quiet, and let's see, about that much quality. So I'm going to try and finish this craft off in one shot with Byregot's Blessing combo. So I'll discuss this combo more in depth later. But basically, I'm going to use Steady Hand to increase my success rate for the next 5 steps. I'm going to use Innovation, which is going to increase my control. And remember, control is what dictates quality increases by 50%. Then I'm going to use Great Strides, which is going to double the next touch action for the next 3 steps. And then I'm going to end off with Byregot's Blessing. Alright, so let's go with Steady Hand first. I'm going to use this Tricks of the Trade while it's open. Innovation. I guess I'll do a Hasty Touch to fill in. Then I'm going to do a Great Strides. And then I'm going to do Byregot's Blessing. And you're going to see this ability shoot up my quality. So this is because I've been boosting all my quality actions leading up into this, which also gets a boost for every Inner Quiet stack by 20%. So that's a large amount, so it's going to shoot it all the way up. Alright, so now I have durability 10. So I need to increase this durability before I continue with the craft. So I'm going to go ahead and use see, I have 141 CP. I'm gonna use 88 of it to do manipulation. Then I'm gonna use 25 to do steady hand 2. And then I'm gonna do a synthesis ability which increases progress. So I'm gonna go ahead and do rapid synth 2. And there you go, progress 100%. And then I successfully synthesize a bright linen yarn HQ. And the reason why HQ is because I had 100% quality. Alright, so my food dropped off, so I'm gonna go ahead and eat another food before I show you the next craft. So I'm gonna go ahead and eat a tempura platter. Alright, now I'm gonna do a 80 durability craft, just so you can see. So I'm gonna do, I guess I'll do this one. So as you can see here, 80 durability. In the next video, I'll discuss more about how this window works and all this stuff. But today I just want to show you how this is going. So now I have HQ materials. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how that looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and put 2 here in the bright linen cloth spot. As you can see here, my quality went up. I'm going to put 1 into the bright linen yarn. And I'm going to use a normal quality stone gold nugget. Alright, so I have a boost right here of 7,914 quality right out at the start. I'm going to go ahead and synthesize that. As you can see here, I already started off with quite a lot of free quality right there. Now I'm going to go ahead and start the craft. I'm going to start off with initial preparations, whistle while you work, comfort zone, inner quiet. I always make sure I have inner quiet on a craft, very important. And a trick of the trade, steady hand. Okay, so now I'm going to go directly into actually affecting the item. So I'm going to start off with patient touch again. And because it's the 80 durability item, I have a lot more durability leeway to just go ahead and just use abilities. So I'm going to keep doing that. Okay, now I'm at 40. One more time. Alright, I'm at 30. Alright, so I'm still pretty good on durability. I can do 2 more abilities that affect the craft before I need to worry about bringing up the durability. I'm gonna go ahead and do a couple more steady hands. Do 1 more. Alright, so now I can go ahead and use Master's Mend 2. Now this is really efficient. You'll get this at level 25, and it increases the item durability, or restores, very important, restores durability by 60. It only costs 160, so it's much more efficient than manipulation and Master's Mend. But you can't use this on a 40 durability item. Well, you can, but it's not worth doing. But here, since we have 70 more to go, we can go ahead and click that. Alright. And then I'm going to go ahead and use Trained Hand for now. Alright, so I'm at 100% quality right here, HQ 100%. Now all I have to do is work on progress. Alright, so steady hand. And then I'm going to use, I'll use Rapid Synth 3 to speed this up. So as you can see here, progress bar full. Alright, and I successfully built a bright linen turban of crafting. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider smashing that thumbs up button. Hit that subscribe and ring that bell for notifications on future videos that I might be posting. And until next time, take care. Goodbye.